Hi everyone, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. Dollarama has really been on my mind lately. I did a tour of their grocery aisle a couple weeks ago, and I was pleasantly surprised at the items that I saw, the variety of different things that I didn't realize that they had, and the prices. So sometimes buying a smaller size or package, it's not the best value if you have the capacity to buy the bigger sizes, but it's what makes sense if you have a small budget and you are looking just to get some of that item into your pantry. So I went back with the idea that I was going to try to make some meals out of items exclusively from Dollarama. And there's probably lots of you who had never thought of shopping at the dollar store for groceries. And that last video was kind of targeted towards that audience. And then there are probably lots of people out there who shop groceries at Dollarama all the time, thinking that they are getting the best buy. And this week's video kind of turned from I'm going to make meals exclusively from Dollarama to it's really, really difficult and actually expensive to make meals just from Dollarama. Why don't you check out what I've discovered? I've posted a lot of videos in the last 6 months, and a lot of them focus on what can you get for $21 a week. There are two of us. What can you get for $21 per person, totaling $42? And you have seen some really great buys that I have been able to get. This is not one of them. All of those items on the counter are from Dollarama. The total price that I paid was $37.43. That was Canadian dollars. And when you look at this, when you look at everything that's there, I was thinking that I was going to be able to make a whole bunch of meals and that I was going to be able to show it. And I really can't. I did find some great buys. We are going to sample some of these products, but I want to talk about this stuff a little bit. So this is the meat. This is what I was able to get for meat, which is crazy because that's something that I look at often in the grocery store. I'm always looking for great deals. But I thought I'm going to make a meal and it's going to be ham and it's going to be mashed potatoes. We're going to have corn, and this ham right here, I'm sure it's much more than in the store, and you can see it's a product of Denmark, 340 grams. I haven't had ham in a can in so long that I don't actually even remember what it looks like. This is going to be a new experience for me, but that was $3.50. $3.50 for 340 grams of ham. I'm sure for $3.50 that I could find a better option at the grocery store. I mean, I just bought last week 2 packages of clearance chicken, and they were $1.97 each. And it was actual real chicken thighs and drumsticks. So I really try to keep that in mind when I am shopping. Does it seem like a good deal? Or if I was spending that money elsewhere and on something else, what could I get? Then we have Catelli meat sauce. They had meat sauce, or they had pasta sauce there, but I decided to go for the meat sauce. It was $2.50 because at the Dollarama there is no fresh options for meat or vegetables. So I thought that could be a full meal, meat sauce with some type of pasta. So $2.50 for the meat sauce. And then I got 3 different kinds of canned meat. So flakes of chicken, flakes of ham, and then a different brand of chicken breast chunks. The flakes of chicken and the flakes of ham were $1.50. And one thing, so this is going to be super interesting to all you Canadians watching. I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to zoom in. Do you see right here? This is Maple Leaf Consumer Foods. So I know it's got the Burns logo on it, but this is made by Maple Leaf. So Maple Leaf Consumer Foods, $1.50. So the Dollarama brand, flakes of chicken and flakes of ham, and they both say that. So let's find it here. Maple Leaf Consumer Foods. So really, really interesting. So I'm looking forward to trying these in some type of a casserole, maybe rice. And then this one, I wanted to try this because I've bought previously at Costco cans that have chunked chicken breast in it. This is a product of the USA. It's not as much as the flakes of. This is only 126 grams. And the shelf price was more than $1.50, but when it rang in, it actually rang in on the receipt. It actually rang in on the receipt as well as $1.50. So there's the flakes and there's the canned chicken. So that actually turned out to be a good deal. So I definitely try to wait for things like that when I buy them to be on sale in the grocery store, but there haven't been that many great deals lately. So this would be something that I would say, yes, Dollarama would be a great deal. This, I'm not sure. I think I'd rather just wait for ground beef to be on sale. Even just if I got a pound of ground beef and divided it into 1/4 packs and popped it in the freezer, a quarter of ground beef with a can of pasta sauce that was on for $1, I think would be cheaper than paying $2.50 for this meat sauce. Let's talk about the potatoes. $2. So you may think, oh, that's a great price for Betty Crocker mashed potatoes. Inside you get 2 pouches. Let me just say that potatoes are on sale probably at 3 different grocery stores this week for $2.99, and you get 10 pounds. 10 pounds of potatoes. So these potatoes are going to do for, I don't know, like would 1 pouch do a side for a meal? I hope so. So I'd get 2 sides out of this for $2. And from a bag of potatoes, how much versatility could I get? Veggies. There's not much choice of veggies, even canned veggies at Dollarama. So there was a sign on the shelf and I thought they were 2 for $1.25. So the corn, interestingly, is product of Canada. And the peas are distributed by Canada. So I felt confident in buying those brands. These ones did ring in at 2 for $1.25. And when I got home, I'm usually much more careful than this. Those ones ring in at $1.25 a piece. $1.25 a piece, and they're small cans. They're only 284 milliliters. So I would never buy these at the Dollarama again, based on what I could just get at the grocery store, store brand, and sometimes even actually the name brand for at least $1.25, and they often go on sale for better. And again, I was initially looking to make some meals, get a variety of different things. So I was thinking, geez, I need more veggies. So I did get this can of asparagus. It is a product of Peru, and it was $2. I'm not sure what canned asparagus will be like, but that was it. Between the 2 Dollaramas that we went to. So if you're looking to eat solely from Dollarama, the options were for vegetables, corn, peas, or asparagus. And I found the peas outrageously expensive for what it was. The Aylmer soup, 2 for $1.50, and I got that because I was thinking I was going to make some time of casserole, perhaps with one of those flakes of meat. They did have sardines, and these are cheaper than buying them at the regular grocery store. The Brunswick are, of course, a product of Canada. Everyone would be familiar with them. These ones in particular are a product of Poland, and they were $1.75 and $1.25. So these ones were $1.75 and these ones were $1.25. And for something so small, that's not a great value. Like, I can't use them to make a meal. Perhaps you could eat them for your lunch with a couple other things with them. But I just think of how I could spend that money on other items that could be more filling and make more of a meal. That's just my thoughts on that. I did get some ramen noodles for 25 cents each. I still think that that is a great buy, much cheaper than any of the grocery stores. And then because I got that meat sauce, I thought that I would need to have some type of pasta to make with it, to make the meal. And this 450 grams of Ital pasta, which is a common name, a common brand here in Canada, was $1. But I mean, Sobeys has pasta on sale this week, their store brand, 900 grams, so double the size, for 99 cents. So in the idea that I was making a meal, sure, and I was only shopping from Dollarama, at least they had pasta, but regularly, no, I would not spend $1 for 450 grams of pasta. We have some pickles and 2 different kinds of olives. And I kind of thought maybe I might cut up some of those black olives and put it in with the pasta. The green olives were $1.50. Those are a product of Spain. Black olives, same, they're a product of Spain, and they were a little bit cheaper. They were $1.25. And the pickles, product of Vietnam, if I remember. Where are they? Yeah, here on the side, product of Vietnam. They are $1.25, and I think that that is a great value to have in your cupboard. And I got these not because they're ingredients of any of the meals, but like perhaps as a little side, an inexpensive side to go with it. I was thinking of lunch snacks. I got these raisins. They were $2, and they are the little boxes. So the little red boxes inside, these are great for lunches, I think. A little snack, a healthy little snack. And this nut mix as well. This was $2. And in it is dried cranberries, dried raisins, cashews, a couple different kinds of nuts. And so I thought that, oh, and it's quite a large pack, 250 grams. And I thought that would be great as well for some lunch snacks. My intent was to have for breakfasts some oatmeal, and neither of the Dollaramas had any when I was there. I bought these dried apricots because I thought that we could cut those up and put them on top of the oatmeal. I guess they're just going to be, and they look pretty good inside. I thought this was a good value. It is $1.50, and there was 160 grams of dried apricots in there, and those could be a great snack for in your lunch. I would never buy these again. 20 grams of freeze-dried apple slices. You can't see what they look like inside, but I live in the heart of apple country, and I can buy local bags of apples, and if I wanted to dehydrate them, I could just do that myself for much, much cheaper. I mean, I couldn't buy a bag of apples for $1.25, but if I bought a bag of apples, I could get just so much more out of it doing it myself. Rice crackers. I think this was a great buy. We haven't tried these yet. We are going to. And the one thing that I bought that wasn't something that I can eat were these batteries, and they were $1.25. So of my whole budget, of that whole amount that I spent, $37.43. Only $1.25 wasn't something that I can eat. And as I stand back and look at this on the counter, I think how disappointed I am of what I could actually make. Not much, not many combos go together with this food that I got from Dollarama. I will add a few meals next in the video. I haven't made anything yet, obviously, but I will add a few in so that you can see what you could make. But I think for me, the big lesson is Dollarama is good for the items that are a great value. It's absolutely not where you want to do your grocery shopping, all of your grocery shopping. I think if I spent $37.43 at the grocery store of what I could have come away with, opposed to this. Granted, there might not have been tons of meat, but I just would have been able to have so many more usable choices to make more variety. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Are you a dollar store shopper and you cherry pick what you think are the great buys? Or have you consistently just been buying things at the dollar store because you think, well, it's a dollar store, so it's got to be a great price? I'm very curious. I am going to make some Dollarama spaghetti with meat sauce and olives. So $1 for the pasta, $2.50 for the meat sauce, $1.50 and $1.25. I'm obviously not going to use the whole thing, but when we get down to it, this cheap Dollarama meal has ended up costing me approximately $4 to $4.50. I'm sure that I could find something that suited me a little bit better than this for $4.50. These are nice looking olives. I tried one. They taste great. I just need to remember that the size of the can is 398 milliliters and they are $1.25. And I am sure that sometimes the store brands go on for even a bit cheaper than that at the grocery stores. But if they're not on sale, this is definitely a good price. There's half the pasta left and half the meat sauce left. And the majority of the olives of both kinds. So this actually, for a quick light lunch, is a better value than what I initially thought. And the meat sauce smells really good. I'm looking forward to trying this. Okay, not sure about this meal, so we're gonna see. We're gonna try to do the cooked ham. I am going to cut it in slices, like how you see on the picture here, and I'm gonna fry it. We're gonna make mashed potatoes, and we're gonna give this a go. This says this is made with 100% real potatoes. We are gonna have corn as a side, and we are gonna have pickles also as a side. So this is what we are aiming for. Dollarama meal number 2. This little key was on the bottom of the can, and you insert it, twist it all around the outside, and then the can breaks in half, and out comes the ham. I will say this does not look that appealing, so we're gonna see. Okay, this is what it looks like fried up. Just making the mashed potatoes and the corn. So this isn't the most appetizing meal that I've ever had. So I fried the ham, the cooked ham. The corn was a really good deal. I would recommend that. It was a large can of corn for 62 cents. Mashed potatoes, and I have a pickle there that I cut in half. The feedback for that meal is not that positive. We didn't care for the ham, and I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do to use up the rest of it. We also didn't care for the mashed potatoes because we are used to real mashed potatoes. The corn was good. The corn was a good deal. It's a product of Canada. It was a good sized can. So that was positive. But we also found the pickles soft, and so that was a bit disappointing. All in all, not a thumbs up from me or the other half. He was actually more critical than me. I didn't really care for these Betty Crocker mashed potatoes. They indicate here that they were made with real potatoes 100%. And I am just going to read a list of the ingredients that are inside of these pouches. Dried potatoes are the first, and so that's great, but it also contains sulfites, maltodextrin, salt, modified milk ingredients, butter, palm oil, corn syrup solids, mono and diglycerides, onion powder, high monosaturated vegetable oil, canola, sunflower, and or soybean, parsley flakes, natural flavor spices, silicone dioxide, sodium acid pyrophosphate, autolyzed yeast extract, garlic powder, lactic acid, dipotassium phosphate, calcium lactate, turmeric, annatto, citric acid, sodium silicoaluminate. Also contains milk and sulfites, may contain wheat and soy ingredients. So it took me almost 30 seconds to read the list of ingredients really, really fast. So this isn't to be preachy. This is just to raise awareness. Marketing. So here we are, made with real potatoes 100%. And clearly, yes, there's real potatoes in it, but also a lot of other stuff. For me, it's way more value for my money just to wait until potatoes are on at the grocery store for $2.99. Here are the two lunches. The other half literally hates this, so I'm having this, leftovers, yay. He is having sardines, raisins, and some of these crackers, not the entire package. I'm having raisins and a little bit of that nut medley. All right, I opened up the chicken breast chunks, drained it. This looks really good. Not tons in the can. I guess it's only 127 grams. And I am just gonna make this up with a little bit of mayo into a chicken salad. I did go back to the dollar store and I bought some wraps. These were $3. Since we don't have tons of options with the dollar store supplies, I diced up 2 pickles and I'm going to put them right in with the chicken salad. Okay, 2 small wraps for each of us. The chicken actually looks quite good and I'm excited with the dill pickles in there. We're having wraps again. This is the ham. There's a little bit of mayo in it. I'm dicing up 2 pickles again. That's going to go inside. This is just going to be a very simple lunch. This can was just a little bit bigger than the chunks of chicken. And so I was actually able to get 2 wraps for each of us and plus a little bit left over for maybe a 5th wrap, or if we really stretched it, maybe 2 more, probably just 1. And one of the last meals I'm making out of the supplies that I bought from Dollarama is a chicken casserole. Pretty simple: pasta, the canned chicken, canned peas, and the cream of mushroom soup. I have to use pasta that I got at Walmart because I only got that one little package of pasta from Dollarama. It was spaghetti. So I will start putting this together and show you what the final product looks like. Final result looks good, smells good. Can't wait to try it. So when it was all said and done, what I really learned about this little experiment is that I love Dollarama for those particular items that I like to buy there that are great deals, or for when I need an item and it's not on sale in the grocery store. But for me, buying all of our groceries there, not a great idea because I can just get more for my money. Fresh food, fresh meats for the same dollar value that I was spending at Dollarama to get processed or canned foods. So for me, shopping at all of the different stores, cherry picking the deals that I want, looking for in-store specials, looking for clearance, that's a way better value for me than just buying items at the dollar store. Sometimes things at the dollar store are just not the best buy. Thanks so much for watching. Perhaps you are following on our YouTube channel. Perhaps you are following on our Facebook channel. Either way, thanks so much. Leave your comments and share the videos.